friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Alderon and I are here today to talk to you about a book that we're really excited about. We just finished it, like literally just finished it only a few days ago, and it kind of threw my planning for these videos out the window because I thought I was done reading Christmas and holiday books for this season. I had read a few, we talked about a couple in the last few videos, and I thought, oh, well, I'm done, I've read all the ones I'm going to read. But this one popped into my radar very unexpectedly. I didn't know much about it, and then I was just so entranced by it, I had to read it immediately. And I'm super glad I did. And I'm really glad that I did it in time to be able to talk to you guys about it, because it's a really great holiday read if you're looking for something a little bit different. So we usually talk about, when we're talking about holiday or seasonal reads, they're most of the time either romances, like cute little rom-com holiday romances, or they're murder mysteries. I don't know why those two genres seem to pop up the most when you're talking about holiday stories, but they do. And those are the ones that we've talked about previously. But this one is very different because it's a reimagining of an already classic tale. And that was what hooked me. I'm like, all right, I've never heard of anything like this before. I have to try it. The Kingdom of Sweets by Erika Johansen. Yeah. Erika Johansen, The Kingdom of Sweets. And this is a retelling of the Nutcracker story, which is so cool, right? Because I don't think I've ever heard of or read about anything like this before that's like a reimagining of that story. And you don't have to really know a lot or anything about that story to enjoy this. I don't think I've seen a production of the Nutcracker since I was like a kid, but I know enough about the general story to where the things in this book made a lot of sense. So basically, this is a story of two girls, twins, Clara and Natasha, and on their at their christening, they are cursed or blessed, however you want to look at it, by their godfather, Drosselmeyer, who is this powerful magician in town who is a little bit scary and terrifying, and everybody kind of doesn't know what to think of him. And he shows up to this event, sort of very similar to Sleeping Beauty, right? Where the fairy shows up and lays a curse on the baby. Kind of similar to that, where he comes in and he points to each of the children. He points to Clara and says light, and he points to Natasha and says dark. And ever since then, their lives have been laid out for them in that manner. So Clara is the one from the story that you know, right, that is blonde, beautiful little girl, has everything she could ever want in the world. The parents dote on her, love her. And Natasha is the one who is, you know, darker haired and, you know, doesn't get as much attention or as much love as Clara because everybody believes that she is the cursed one. Clara has been gifted with light and beauty, and Natasha has been cursed rather, and is unlucky. So nobody really wants much to do with her. And despite this, Clara and Natasha love each other, and they've been really close ever since they were little. Well, this all changes the night of Christmas, this Christmas party that their family always throws. And there is an announcement at this event, and I don't want to say what it is, even though it happens very early on in the story. I still don't want to spoil it. But there's something that is announced at this party that turns Natasha so bitter and angry at her sister. So when she gets an opportunity to enact revenge, she takes it. Basically, Drosselmeyer comes to this party. He gifts the girls the Nutcracker and a couple other dolls that seem to come to life. And when Natasha uses the Nutcracker, it actually transports her to the land of sweets, who is where it is reigned over by the Sugar Plum Fairy, who is a being absolutely terrifying, way more scary than the original Sugar Plum Fairy from the original tale, and offers Natasha a way to get back at her sister. So, but of course there's a price, right? There's always a price. There's always when there's a bargain like this with a dark magical creature, there is always a price to be paid. So the thing that surprised me about this book is that most of the characters are super unlikable. If you are the kind of person that cannot enjoy or read a book where you don't like any of the characters, you probably will not enjoy this. I'm just going to tell you that right up front. but the story is so good and engaging, and it just draws you in. Like, I don't necessarily have to like the characters. I enjoy a story much more when I do. But these characters are so interesting and fascinating and flawed that I could not stop reading. And I just wanted to find out what was going to happen to them all. So they are very flawed characters. None of them are really particularly likable, but this is just such a dark, twisted tale of sisters and envy and bitterness and, you know, rivalry and friendship, and it's just absolutely fascinating. All of those things might sound like really weird things to read at Christmas time, right? For a holiday story. But it's just really, really well done, right? It takes place in Russia. You know, there's lots of snow and it feels very cold, and the whole setting and the writing is just so evocative. The writing is fantastic. It's an absolutely phenomenal book. I loved it a lot, and I think it's the perfect book if you're looking for something really different to read this holiday season, because this is unlike anything I've read before. Like I said, I don't think I've ever heard of a Nutcracker reimagining before, so this is very, very unique story. And the fact that she imbued it with such darkness and bitterness and envy was just a really, really interesting way to go that I thought worked really well with this book. So highly recommend it if you're looking for something different that's a holiday read. Reimagining of the Nutcracker, The Kingdom of Sweets. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really interesting and that you'll give it a try. If so, please feel free to come and get it from Farmington Community Library. And also, thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.